Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, hockey fans of all ages and all genders, welcome to the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of Storm Hockey and the 2025 Lamont Nicholson Tournament. We are pleased to have with us as the visiting team from all the way from Buffalo, New York, Bishop Timon High School. And here is their starting lineup. Beginning on defense, number 4, Tommy Bell. On defense, number 17, Benjamin Berhalter. On offense, number 26, Gavin Bulera. On offense, number 19, Silas Patterson. On offense, number 34, Sean Sullivan. And in goal, number 1, Cameron Chase. And now for your home team, the Ontario Bay Storm. Here is the Storm starting lineup, beginning on defense, number 10, Carter. Yeah. On defense, number 17, Sam Newton. On offense, number 8, James Law. On offense, number 14, Connor DeMont. And on offense, number 15, Cameron Dan-Dalin. And between the pipes protecting the net, number 22, Aiden Terry. And those are your starting lineups. We did the national anthem before last game to start off the tournament. You should have been here. It was awesome. We love our country. We're not going to do it again. So, hey, that's what I was told. This is the way we roll, right? So we want to remind all of our spectators that we are here to be loud, be proud, and be sportsmanlike. Sportsmanship begins on your side of the glass. This facility is managed by a parent-led group of volunteers, and your assistance in helping to keep the arena clean is greatly appreciated. Warming blankets have been provided for your convenience in the bleacher section of the arena. Please remember to fold and return those blankets to their appropriate receptacles at the conclusion of this game. Throughout the game, please stop by the Cold Front Cafe and you can enjoy all of our homemade crock pot meals. These are some of the best eats in all of the county. We've got white chicken chili. We've got regular chili, 2 kinds of meatballs, pizza soup, chicken riggies, mac and cheese, as well as lots of candy, soda, and water. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's play some hockey! I do what I'm told, and there's the face-up. Ontario Bay wins the draw. Cameron Dalin goes in, tries center that pass. I don't know what happened. Where'd that puck go? It's over in the corner now. James Law trying to dig that puck out. Bishop Timon trying to send this out. Held in by Carter Donnelly. Great to see Carter back on the ice. He had missed the season up until this point due to an injury from last year. James Law loses that puck. Bishop Timon sending this puck out. Grabbed by Donnelly, backhanded back into the neutral zone. Picked up James Law. He turns that puck over. Sean Sullivan dumps that puck in. Going after it is Benjamin Berhalter. Berhalter comes out into Cameron Dalin putting on the forecheck. Berhalter goes down. Dalin gets hit from behind. And I don't know, there's a lot of shoving and pushing going on there. Out comes the puck. Dalin has it. Connor DeMont almost had it. The referee's pushing people too. Vincenzo Fedeli. Down goes Dalin. That'll teach him. That puck held in at the point by Dylan Van Brocklin. Now out it comes. Vincenzo Fedeli coming down with it. Fires that shot wide left off the backboard. Comes up high. Top of the circle. Collected there by Bishop Timon. They send that puck in deep. Comes around over into the corner. Pulled out of there by Kyle Staniszewski. And you know you're from Buffalo when this puck pushed out into the neutral zone by Ontario Bay. Noah Verkstis sends that into the offensive zone. Going after, putting the chase on. Caleb Ramus not able to keep that puck. Landon Bolera trying to clear it out. Puck held in by Corbin Willis. Willis tying up that puck along the boards. Out it comes, flies high through the air. Dylan Van Broecklyn coming over to skate after it, as is Kyle Staniszewski. Staniszewski takes this puck, tries moving in towards the corner, taken away by Caleb Ramus. Staniszewski back there, backhand shot, and a goal! Kyle Staniszewski. Bishop Timon goal scored by number 11, Kyle Staniszewski, unassisted. Number 11, unassisted. Time of the Bishop Timon Tigers goal, 2:01 of the first period. See if I get any props for saying Staniszewski correctly. Pretty sure I did. Face off to the left side of Cameron Chase. Comes all the way back through Ontario Bay's defense. Mason Warren's hustling back after it, as is Vincent Liguori. Puck picked up. Connor Leduc trying to send this through. Leduc goes down from his knees, still trying to play that puck. Get it over to James Law. Puck comes to Warrens. Warrens gets this to Dalin. Dalin tried pulling it with him through Mason Minier, not able to do so. And Bishop Timon is able to send that puck back in to the Ontario Bay zone. Connor DeMott gets that out into the neutral zone. Pumped back in by Bishop Timon, sent back out by Connor Leduc. Bishop Timon, Charlie Krug picks his puck up, skates it back towards his goal. He's going to go back to the safety of his trapezoid on the far side, passes that puck up, comes back through the trapezoid, skating back to collect that puck is Liguori. He's going to allow Mason Minier to take it. He fires that around to the far side. Puck comes up and grabbed by Connor Leduc in the neutral zone, turns and dumps that puck in the trapezoid. Charlie Krug to get that puck. Krug sends this up into the neutral zone, turned back by Caleb Robert. And Bishop Timon coming out one more time. Puck goes at the hash mark, sent in deep, back behind the goal. Wade Knutson after it. Knutson sends this back into the trapezoid. Nick Gifford there. Gifford sends this around on the side, and that puck is pulled out into the neutral zone by Verkstis. Verkstis tied up along the boards with Minier. Puck driven forward by Verkstis. Noah going after it, can't catch up to that puck. Bishop Timon coming back with it. Nice pick there by Sam Newton. Newton staying on his feet. Caleb Ramus coming over to help out. Wow, and that kid got thrown. Verkstis got lifted in the air and thrown against the boards by number 73, Wade Knutson. And he got an attaboy for Benjamin Berhalter right there. I don't know if you saw that. Scorekeeper trying to find out if he is just 2 minutes. And it is just 2 minutes. Bishop Timon penalty, number 73, Wade Knutson. 2-minute minor for boarding. Wade Knutson. 2 minutes boarding. Time of the minor penalty, 4:16 of the first period. And it's an Ontario Bay Storm power play. Puck dumped in by Connor Leduc, knocked out of the air by Bishop Timon, and they're able to clear the zone with that puck. Aiden Terry stalls it. against the backboard. Coming back to pick that puck up is Jimmy Law. Law being kept honest by Sean Sullivan sends his puck into the neutral zone. Bishop Timon coming back with it. Bishop Timon almost on a breakaway. Backhand shot misses wide right. Caleb Robert on the far side. Puck taken away by Sean Sullivan. Sends this back out to the point. From the point, dumped into the trapezoid. And Connor LeDuc going after that puck, not getting it very well. Josh Zunowitz sends this in deep. Jimmy Law trying to come out, ends up passing that puck right to Sean Sullivan. Ripped that wrist shot, goes high off the glass. Cameron Dalin takes this through the trapezoid. Dalin trying to shake off Zunowitz. Jimmy Law coming over, drills Zunowitz into the boards, and Cameron comes away with this puck. Cameron tries passing it up to Caleb Robert, and reading it like a book is Jack Nolan. Or not Jack Nolan, that was Sean Sullivan. I didn't see what hand motion he made there. Oh. Thank you, Dave. Oh my goodness, my labels are backwards. I'll fix that in a second, Ronald. Thank you very much. Ontario Bay bench minor for too many players on the ice. Minor penalty served by number 21, Caleb Ramus. Time of the minor penalty, 5:54 of the first period. 4-on-4 hockey, and now Bishop Timon is on the power play. Bishop Timon trying to come in, a pocket pick there. Jackson Smith tried clearing it. Puck taken away by Barrett Cerrone. Cerrone, short pass over to Ian Owazalewski. Sends that in. Puck picked up by Josh Seiler in the trapezoid. One team missed by Owazalewski. Puck comes up to the point, caught by Barrett Cerrone, fires it wide left off the backboard, goes over to the corner. Bishop Timon there to grab it. Jack Nolan comes up to the hash mark, now passes back out, center point. Shot gets deflected, goes to the corner, off the base of the boards, out to Owazalewski. Owazalewski sends this in deep, comes back to Owazalewski. Ian sends this out to the center point. There's a shot, misses wide left again. Owazalewski sends this in deep. Skating around. Coming up high is Josh Seiler, sends his puck in on the right side. No shot. Connor DeMott in the way. Centering pass goes all the way across the slot, back out to the center point. Shot and a goal from the center point. Barrett Cerrone burying one. Find out who actually placed that pass to him. This puck comes all the way back to the Bishop Timon end of the ice. Bishop Timon power play goal scored by number 28, Barrett Cerrone. Assisted by number 23, Ian Owazalewski. From 22, Josh Seiler. 28 from 23 from 22. Time of the Bishop Timon Tiger power play goal, 7:31 of the first period. Benjamin Berhalter bringing that puck out. Loses it in the neutral zone. Jimmy Law tries popping that back. Comes back to James. He goes to Connor DeMott. DeMott gets this over the blue line. Gets wrapped up. Law in behind. Can't bring that puck with him. And gets pushed back into the neutral zone. Corralled by Corbin Willis. Corbin tries passing this forward. Does get it to DeMott. Barely, though. Tommy Bell with it for Bishop Timon. Bell Passes puck across for Vincenzo Fideli. Fideli misses it off the boards. Puck gets dumped back in by Ontario Bay. Bishop Timon grabs this through the trapezoid. Skating out with this puck is Mason Minier. Minier puts that shot on goal. Loose puck at the base of the net, back behind. Look at him battle for it there. Puck pulled away by Vincenzo Fideli. Takes that puck over to the corner. Dalin puts a hit on Fideli. Puck comes free. James Law grabs it. Sends this off the boards, trying to hit DeMott. Caught at the point by Charlie Krug. Puck brought back in for Bishop Timon. Dalin swinging and missing at that puck. Bishop Timon shot, glove save by Aiden, the Eagle Terry. And we'll do this with the Bishop Timon logo. How's that? You can't read the words anyway. Put the words behind the scoreboard. Fancy editing tricks. Here comes Caleb Robert. Oh, has his pocket picked. Reaching back, Verch this fires that puck. Goes into the trapezoid. Grab by somebody from Bishop Timon. I couldn't see his number. It's number 12. I don't know who that is. Bishop Timon trying to clear that puck out. Stepping up is was Caleb Ramus, but that got taken away. Here comes Bishop Timon back the other way. Shot, save. Rebound goes back behind the net. Sam Newton grabs it, sends us up along the far side. Stopped by number 12, whoever that is. Coming over is Silas Patterson, and he's going to go off for his change after he dumps that puck back in. Carter Donnelly grabs his puck, sends this into the neutral zone. Caught by Bishop Timon. They turn this puck back. Donnelly steps up. He says, if I got to do it twice to get this through, I will, and he does. Comes back again, this time on the stick of Nick Gifford. Gifford tries firing that shot, misses wide left, off the base of boards into the corner. Hit put on by Connor LeDuc. Bishop Timon picking that puck up, skating around. Centering pass gets blocked by Owen Bibbins. Chased down by Jack Nolan in his end of the ice. Nolan, short pass up to Pazinski. Pazinski into the neutral zone, hands this to Knutson. Knutson loses his puck as he gets tripped by Connor LeDuc. Connor LeDuc touches that puck, and he's going to go sit down and take a 2-minute break in the sin bin. Oh, I thought it was LeDuc. It was Mason Warnes that tripped him. How about that? Ontario Bay Storm penalty, number 26, Mason Warnes, 2-minute minor for tripping. Number 26, 2 minutes trip. Time of the minor penalty, 11:12 of the first period. Shot from the neutral zone by Mason Minier. Save off the pad, the left leg pad of Aiden Terry. Bishop Timon with this puck sends this all the way up to the point. Shot, save. Rebound goes back behind the net. Connor LeDuc battling after it with, it was Sean Sullivan. Comes up high. Pazinski sends this back in. Center point shot by Nick Gifford. Timon setting up the umbrella. Ontario Bay with the box. 1T from Pazinski. Almost broke his stick Z. Puck goes all the way down, played by Cameron Chase. Cameron Dalin not able to pick that off. Connor DeMott had it for a moment, couldn't get it back to Cameron. Puck taken by Nick Gifford. Gifford coming in. LeDuc and Dalin pinch on him, and Cameron comes away with this puck. Cameron trying to skate this around, loses his edge, still has that puck, gets it into the neutral zone. He looked like Charlie Brown there for a moment. Puck comes back, Easton Rogers with it. Pass, shot, goes to the corner. Bishop Timon coming back in from the corner. Pass back, 1T. Blocked by Dan-Dalin. Loose puck is in the slot. Whoops. Sprint to the corner. Connor LeDuc trying to pull that out. Stepped on the puck. You'll fall down if you do that. Wasilewski taking his puck into the slot. Shot deflected. Goes off the glass. Drops down in the trapezoid. Picked up by Bishop Timon. 5 seconds to go in the player advantage. And they're going to send Vincent Liguori and Dylan Van Brocklin to the box for being jerks to each other. Incidental minor penalties. Bishop Timon, number 5, Vincent Liguori. Ontario Bay, number 24, Dylan Van Brocklin. 2-minute minors for roughing. Numbers 5 and 24, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the minor penalties, 13:10. And that gets iced. All right, hopefully that improved the internet. Was battling some issues there. They seem to have been resolved. Carter Donnelly picks that puck up at the corner, rips this around behind the net for it to come up for Connor DeMott. Touches it into the neutral zone. Puck grabbed by Benjamin Berhalter. Berhalter with the puck again. DeMott coming in to challenge. Puck pinging back and forth. Berhalter out into the neutral zone. Berhalter into the O zone. Drops that off at the point. From the point, puck sent all the way across for Sean Sullivan. Sullivan ends up sending that puck in deep to the trapezoid. Bishop Timon, near side centering pass from the slot. Shot, save made. Aiden Terry. Rebound comes up along the side and out into the neutral zone. Chased down by Charlie Krug. And that's going to be an icing. We'll bring the face-off all the way back down by Aiden Terry. Caleb Ramos taking a face-off for Ontario Bay. He'll be matched up with Vincenzo Fideli. A shot right on net, and it goes in. It's a goal. I don't think anybody touched that besides Fideli. See, he comes in for the faceoff, puts it in. It goes over the back, and Mason Warnes tried to get it, but just not able to get there in time. They said 91 from 7. Oh, I don't know, maybe. Bishop Timon goal scored by number 91, Landon Bulera, assisted by number 7, Vincenzo Fideli. I don't know when Bulera touched the puck, but 91 from 7. Time of the Bishop Timon Tigers goal, 14:48 of the first period. Hibbins up for the faceoff. Pushes this puck into the corner. Jackson Smith tries getting to send it around. Puck comes around. Nick Gifford over there. Puck gets sent back through the trapezoid at the corner. Bibbins coming over. Stops short before murdering somebody. Puck comes out into the neutral zone. Mason Warnes over to pick this puck up. Warren's drifting back, sends that up over Connor LeDuc's shoulder, grabbed in the neutral zone by Benjamin by number 12. I still don't know who that is. Let me see. I've got another copy of that roster. Mason Knight is number 12. I had him not on here. Nick Gifford with this puck over the blue line into the offensive zone. Centering pass. Shot gets deflected. Bivens drives his player into the corner. And we've got an interference call against Owen Bivens. Oh, no, it's against Bishop Timon. Oh. Less than 1 minute of play remaining in the first period. Bishop Timon penalty, number 89, Nick Gifford, 2-minute minor for interference. Number 89, 2 minutes, interference. Time of the minor penalty, 16:14 of the first period. Cameron Dalin with that puck, fighting to maintain possession, gives us to Jimmy Law. Law passes off the boards for LeDuc. LeDuc sends this into the corner. 15 seconds to go. DeMont not able to get to the puck, ripped all the way around. LeDuc holds this at the point, passes over to Dalin. Dalin short pass to Law. Law shot low, save made by Cameron Chase. And this puck gets cleared by Bishop Timon, and that's going to do it. And that concludes your first period of play here at the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of the Ontario-based Storm and the Lamont Nicholson Tournament. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, and this game is being live streamed on YouTube at the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence. You can be famous too. Make sure you stop by the Cold Front Cafe to get yourself something delicious to eat and buy some raffle tickets. We had a big winner of the raffle pot from the first game tonight. Let's see if you can make as much money as that guy did. Yummy. All right, I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, and we'll be back after this ice cut. hockey fans. We are coming back for period number 2. Ontario Bay trails Bishop Timon by a score of 3-0. And if you're looking for something to do in the central New York area over the kids' winter break, the Pure Edge Performance Hockey Clinic will be taking place from February 18th to the 20th at the Fulton Community Ice Arena. It's $100 for all 3 days, or if you don't think your child will make all 3 days, $40 per day. Coaches for the Pure Edge Performance Hockey Clinic are Callie O'Mara, formerly Callie Good Enough. When she was good enough, she was D1 player for the Syracuse University women's ice hockey team, as well as Zach O'Mara. He played Tier 2 Junior A and Single A semi-pro hockey. And Steve Olson, the head coach of the Ontario Bay Storm and an assistant coach at Jefferson Community College for the Cannoneers. We are warming up a new goalie. It's going to be number 30, Nate Gillette, coming into play in the second period. Over on the bench, we've got, come on, focus, not on the netting. Oh, you got Aiden Terry and Will Francisco standing by. Bishop Timon comes out onto the ice. I don't know what that meeting's about. All right, and here we go. Period number 3, starting off Ontario Bay on the power play. Face-off won by Bishop Timon. Caleb Robert going over to play on that puck. Robert pushing that puck into the corner. Grabbed by Bishop Timon. They rip this all the way around. Oh, bounces. Weird bounce off the Zamboni door. Cameron-Dalin picks this up in the neutral zone. Gets pushed by Jack Nolan. No big deal. Robert moves us into the O-zone. Connor Demont over there. Neither one of them able to take it with him. Jack Nolan sends this out and through. Chasing that puck down, James Law. James Law getting to that puck and wrapping up that Bishop Timon player as Cameron-Dalin comes down with the puck. Cameron drops it off for Demont. Shot wide right into the corner it goes. Pops up. Caleb Robert grabs it. Drops his puck back for Connor Leduc. Leduc shot blocked in front. And that's going to be a delayed penalty against Bishop Timon. New goalie in net for Ontario Bay, number 30, Nate Gillette. Bishop Timon penalty, number 73, Wade Knutson. 2-minute minor for roughing, number 73, 2 minutes rough. Time of the minor penalty, 0:48 of the second period. Connor Leduc sends that puck across, goes off the boards to Cameron-Dalin. Dalin trying to move his way in, loses that puck, comes into the neutral zone. James Law gets it. Law to Leduc, and Leduc tries backhanding that into the zone, and instead he backhands it into his bench. And such is the story for Ontario Bay so far today. Caleb Ramus taking the face-off for Ontario Bay against Sean Sullivan. Sullivan wins the draw, sends that puck over to the boards for Josh Sunowitz. Sends that puck in deep, grabbed by Corbin Willis. Willis gets us out. Jackson Smith brings us into the offensive zone. Stepping up, Carter Donnelly trying to take that shot, and it dished wide. Donnelly into the corner now, and the trapezoid with this puck passes it out to Jackson. Jackson sends this back out to the point for Willis. Willis not able to receive it, and Jackson actually took a shot on his own goal, as it turns out. Puck comes up in the neutral zone, grabbed by Donnelly. Donnelly to Ramus. Ramus over the blue line, loses that puck. It comes back. Carter Donnelly regains possession in his zone, passes it up to Ramus. Ramus loses that to Evan Pazinski. Pazinski puts it into the O zone, grabbed by Josh Sunowitz. That shot deflected, goes into the right corner. Carter Donnelly in to dig that puck out. Donnelly gets us to Ramus. Ramus drop passes it to nobody except Josh Sunowitz. Sunowitz loses it, knocked off his stick. Ramus not able to catch up to it. And Bishop Timon comes out with this puck. Passed up to Barrett Cerrone. Cerrone over the blue line into the ozone. Shot off the boot of Carter Donnelly and finds its way to Nate Gillette, who holds on for the faceoff. 7 seconds remaining in the player advantage for Ontario Bay. 14-18 to go in the period. Faceoff will be to the left side of Nate Gillette, who is admiring the fans' signs back behind his glass there. There's the faceoff driven to the net by Bishop Timon, and it's a shot and a goal by Ian Wazalewski. What's that? Yeah, off all 3 bars, you know. Oh, I just read fast. Eventually I do, right? Same kids touch the puck. Bishop Timon, shorthanded goal scored by number 23, Ian Wazalewski, touching all 3 bars, unassisted. Number 23, unassisted. Time of the Bishop Timon Tigers shorthanded goal, 2:44 of the second period. And Bishop Timon leads 4-0, and there's another goal. I did not see who scored that one because they mobbed them. And I was busy talking and reading. Bishop Timon goal scored by number 71, Charlie Krug, assisted by number 22, Josh Seiler. 71 from 22. Time of the Bishop Timon Tigers goal, 3:09 of the second period. This puck coming all the way down. Josh Seiler after it. First one to it, though, Sam Newton. Cameron Dallin trying to drive that puck out. In the neutral zone, James Law finds us behind him. And we've got an offsides. Face off in the neutral zone. Caleb Ramus sends us over to the boards. Bishop Timon taking immediate control of that puck. Send that puck all the way down. Goes back into the trapezoid. Played on by Nate Gillette. Ramus in the corner, trying to send that around, up and out. Bishop Timon holding it in. Puck goes back to the corner. Carter Donnelly picks that up at the trapezoid. Sends that over onto the near side. Puck played back by Kyle Staniszewski. Staniszewski in the trapezoid, wrapped up with Sam Newton. To the corner the puck goes. Bishop Timon, center point position, fires that into the corner. That was a blind rip of the puck. In the slot, shot high off the glass. Here comes Ontario Bay trying to come out with this puck. It's ahead of them. Puck grab by Mason Knight. Passes this over to Kyle Staniszewski. Staniszewski in, and nice job back checking by Dylan Van Brocklin. There's a shot save made by Nate Gillette. Ramus going after that puck, goes to the trapezoid, cuts back, makes his defender fall down, or really his forward fall down. Puck sent down, and it's just barely gonna ice. Almost stopped in time. I would have had a new curling partner had that puck stopped before the center line, or the goal line. Bishop Timon is currently leading 5-0. That's kind of tough to see on that scoreboard because of the netting. Bishop Timon shot misses wide left, comes over on the near side. Held in by Tommy Bell. Bishop Timon on the far side. The Tigers centering pass and nothing doing. Nice stick lift by Dylan Van Brocklin. Puck grab by Josh Sunowitz. Shot fired, save made. Nate Gillette. Puck grab by Grant Harris. Harris into the neutral zone. Bibbins swings and misses at that puck. Harris nudges it forward. Tigers coming back, and they dump that in for an icing, much to the relief of the Ontario Bay Storm. 11:06 to go in this second period. Ontario Bay hoping for a miracle here. Face-off won by Bishop Timon. Benjamin Berhalter sends that back behind the net on the near side. They bring this puck up along the boards, pass out into the middle, gets missed. Connor Leduc steals it, banks this off the boards, and this goes all the way back for an icing that went through both teams, and nobody could touch it. So icing is the call. We'll bring the face-off back down to the right side of Nate Gillette. Bishop Timon gains possession of that puck. Sean Sullivan sends this back to the point. It's missed there. Connor DeMott moved his head a lot as he was trying to skate faster. Tommy Bell picks this puck up, comes back. James Law challenging for. Puck grab by Connor Leduc, gets us to Cameron Dalin. Dalin pulls us into the O-zone. He's got Connor DeMott in the middle. It's a shot to goal! Cameron Dalin lighting the lamp. Didn't even get a chance to move that over to the goalie camera. I thought he was going to pass it. Here I am thinking I know my son, and it turns out I don't. He's just some stranger that stops by for breakfast. Ontario Bay Storm goal scored by number 15, Cameron Dan-Dalin. Unassisted. Number 15, unassisted. Time of the Ontario Bay Storm goal, 6:30 of the second period. JB. Oh, what's going on, Jerry Brown? Oh, there's a shot and a goal. JB, you called it. Vincent Ligori sending one in from the center point. I believe it was Vincent that scored that. Bishop Timon goal scored by number 5, Vincent Ligori. Assisted by number 23, Ian Wazalewski. 5 from 23. Time of the Bishop Timon goal, 6:54. Not to be confused with the goal that was just scored. Not to be outdone, Bishop Timon goal scored by number 23, Ian Wazalewski. Time of the Bishop Timon Tigers goal, 7:09 of the second period. Shot from the point, bounces. Oh, I thought that was going to go over his shoulder and in. Battle for that puck in the corner, and we're going to have a penalty as Owen Bibbins checked a Bishop Timon player, and his helmet fell off. May have been a little aggressive on Owen's part. The scorekeeper wanted to make sure it was a minor penalty, and it is. Ontario Bay penalty, number 19, Owen Bibbins, 2-minute minor for head contact. Number 19, 2 minutes, head contact. Time of the minor penalty, 7:36 of the second period. Tigers moving this puck around the umbrella, at least the one half of the umbrella, back up to the point. Gets skated in, sent around back on the near side. But now from the trapezoid, I couldn't tell you the number of the kid. The numbers on their shoulders are really hard to read. Nick Gifford from the point, shot, kick, save, Nate Gillette. Rebound collected by Evan Pachinski. Pachinski tries bringing this into the middle, taken away by James Law, recovered by Vincent Ligori. Out in front, shot gets blocked. Cameron Dallin picks his puck up. Dallin and Law going down 2-on-2, now 2-on-3. Dallin drops it for Law. Law tried giving it back. He gets taken away by Charlie Krug. Bishop Timon coming back the other way. Long cross ice pass to Pachinski. Pachinski gets wrapped up by Dallin and Newton. Newton tries clearing, blocked by Nick Gifford. Dallin takes his puck away, kicks it ahead. It's a one-on-one. Cameron goes around, shot, save. Rebound picked up by Sean Sullivan. That gets ripped out into the neutral zone. Vincent Liguri there fires that in on net. Save made by Nate Gillette. Puck comes over to the corner on the other side of Chris Nether's head there. Back out into the neutral zone, collected by Charlie Krug. Krug challenged by Dallin. Krug just gets it by Dallin, but not enough. Sends that in, and Dallin finishes the hit on Charlie Krug. Krug doesn't mind because he's a hockey player. Dallin looking for his stick. It's taken away. Here's Connor DeMott trying to fancy his way into the slot. And he gets pinched on, and Ian Wazalewski comes away with this puck. Wazalewski into the O zone. Teams are even. Whoops, not that. We want this. Even shot goes high over the closed eyes of Nate Gillette's head. I'm just kidding. I don't think his eyes were closed. I'm just teasing you, Nate, man. Doing a great job in there, bud. Nice body by Connor Leduc to separate that puck. Takes that, fires it down, and that's going to be an icing. And we have a 50-50 winner here. I've got the winning 50-50 raffle ticket number in my hand. The winning raffle ticket number is 3988647. That's 8647. If you've got the winning 50-50 raffle ticket, take it down to the Cold Front Cafe to claim your prize. Yeah, Jerry. Oh, it's a goal! Who scored that one? Can we see it on the replay? Loose puck tipped in. Looks like Connor Leduc. Find out who they give the assists to. Whoa, it's starting to get slightly chippy here. Ontario Bay Storm goal scored by number 4, Connor LaDuke. That's Connor's first goal of the season, assisted by number 21, Caleb Ramus. 4 from 21, LaDuke from Ramus. Time of the Ontario Bay Storm goal, 10-19 of the second period. Puck gets grabbed by Bishop Timon. Tigers trying to come out with this puck. This is missing one game of stats, but he didn't score last game, so.
Owen, does
Owen Bibbit?
Steve Olson's kid play?
No.
No.
Face off in the neutral zone, won by Bishop Timon. Josh Sunowitz gives us back to the D. Cameron Dallen challenges. Puck comes up to Sunowitz. Sunowitz, one touch out to Patterson, and there's a goal. See that tic-tacs across, and there's the finish shot right there. Bishop Timon goal scored by number 26, Gavin Boulera, assisted by number 19, Silas Patterson. Time of the Tigers goal, 11:24 of the second period. New goalie for the Ontario Bay Storm. It's number 31, senior Will Francisco. And Will is warmed up, apparently. So, JB, how about that? All three goalies touching the ice this game for Ontario Bay. Losing 8-2. If you can drive a Zamboni, we'll sign you up. No, that's only if you're in Toronto. I'm kidding. James Law taking a face-off against Silas Patterson. Law wins the draw. Puck comes back for Corbin Willis. He tries sending us forward to Dan-Dalin. Dan-Dalin not able to catch that pass. Silas sends us into the O-zone. Turned back out by Dylan Van Brockland. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Law at it momentarily taken away by Gavin Boulera. Passes off to the other defender. Comes back to Boulera. Boulera tries passing this forward for Patterson. Patterson misses. Puck goes in deep. Grabbed by Josh Sunowitz in a trapezoid. Not sure why Ontario Bay wasn't able to get to that puck first. They were closest to it. Barrett Cerrone takes that puck into the corner. Sends this to the trapezoid. Corbin Willis over there to play it. Sends this puck over on the near side. Dallen trying to knock it out. Comes out on Bishop Timon's own doing. They dump that puck in. Dylan Van Brockland back to get it in the corner. Van Brockland rips this up off the boards for Dallen. Dallen stick lifted, but Dallen recovers and brings this puck back. Cameron coming in, going to move to his right in the middle. Slot shot. Save made by Cameron Chase. Dallen doing a good job. I mean, he had his stick lifted in his own zone, thought he wasn't going to get that puck at all, ended up kicking it out towards the middle, skated it all the way down, and put a quality shot on. Great save by Cameron Chase. This face-off won by Bishop Timon. Hustling in is Vincent Ligori, just loses as he crosses over the blue line. Puck comes back out and brought up by Pachinski. Centering pass, shot, save made. Will Francisco Puck comes up for Grant Harris. Harris at the center line, knocks the stick out of Wasilewski's hand, dumps that puck in at the corner, picked up by the Tigers. Tigers send around behind the net, up for Mason Knight. Knight at the half board, loses that puck, gets sent back in. Grant Harris shot off the face of Cameron Chase for the save. Rebound grabbed by the Tigers. They come out into the neutral zone. Mason Ward skating backwards has got to turn around. There's a referee in his way. Shot, pass. I don't know what happened there. Mason Knight loses that puck. Will Francisco knocks this back behind. There's a shot and a goal scored by number 23, Ian Wasilewski. Ian Wasilewski, he's got a point against each Ontario Bay goalie. Did not score against Aiden Terry, though. Bishop Timon goal scored by number 23, Ian Wasilewski, assisted by number 5, Vincent Ligori. Wasilewski from Ligori. Time of the Tigers goal, 13:24 of the second period. And the Tigers dump this puck in. And with a 9-2 lead with 3 minutes to go in the second period, the Ontario Bay Storm are certainly trying to make this one difficult to win. Caleb Ramus in the corner, steps on that puck and falls down. Centering pass gets missed. Puck comes all the way across. Verkstis spins trying to get to that puck, taken away by Barrett Cerrone. Cerrone goes in deep, and that's going to be a hold against Cerrone as he grabbed the stick of Connor Leduc and pulled it out of his hand. It's a pretty generous call for the officials. Bishop Timon penalty, number 28, Barrett Cerrone, 2-minute minor for holding. Number 28, 2 minutes, hold. Time of the minor penalty, 14:16 of the second period. It's an Ontario Bay Storm power play. Connor DeMont with that shot, save made. Rebound comes out in the slot. Leduc shot, saved. Rebound on the side, gets cleared by Bishop Timon out into the neutral zone. James Law holds it till everybody checks up on sides. Then he dumps it in. DeMont in after that puck, not able to get that shot off. Law holds us at the point. DeMont back to grab it at the hash mark. DeMont takes it into the corner, backhands it to the point for Law. Law shot, tipped out in front, goes over to the corner. DeMont after it. DeMont sends this behind the net in the corner. Dalin grabs this, gives this over to Caleb Robert, back to Dalin, back to Robert. Robert has got Leduc at the point, doesn't see him, ends up losing this puck as an errant pass, and Bishop Timon sends this puck out, dumped down by Sean Sullivan. James Law passes his puck up to Connor Leduc. Leduc moves this into the middle, goes to Cameron Dalin. Dalin backhands this over to DeMont. DeMont's got one on his back, sends this into the trapezoid. Caleb Robert around to get it. Puck gets lifted over him. James Law steps up, tries to drive this puck past Jack Nolan, and goes into the corner. Robert centering pass, nothing doing. Dalin touches this over to the side softly for Robert. Bishop Timon's someone, Charlie Krug maybe? Was that 71? It was. Krug gets it. Dalin in, shot, save made. Owen Krug. Less than 1 minute of play remaining in the second period. 1 minute remaining. Leduc sends his puck into the corner. DeMont there. DeMont backhands this, and it is grabbed by Krug. Charlie not able to clear it. DeMont centers this pass, and Caleb Robert not able to get it. Puck picked up by Mason Knight. Mason Knight not able to get this return pass. Puck grabbed in the middle. Dalin, no. Now Bishop Timon with it. Bishop Timon cycling around on the right side, looking for an opening. Josh Seiler not able to find one. Josh back into the trapezoid. Dalin guarding him. Puck knocked over to the corner. Bishop Timon sends this out to the point position. Steps up in deep. Dalin forces him into the trapezoid. He skates over into the near corner. Leduc spearing at that puck, not able to do it. Forces that dump around Dalin, moves this puck up to the point. Knight not able to get it, and that's going to end this period. And that concludes our second period of play here of the final game of the day for the Lamont Nicholson tournament. I am the Dan-Dalin of Positive Influence. Remember, this game is live on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Check out the replay later. In the meantime, stop by the Cold Front Cafe and get yourself something delicious to dine on. It's filled with yummy, nutritional num-nums. Hot crock pot meals available for you. $3 a bowl. Get some while it's hot. All right, I am the Dan-Dalin, and I'll be back with fresh ice in about 15 minutes or less, I hope. We'll be back. All right, we are back. It is the third period. Puck down at the Bishop Timon end. Cameron Dalin being a thorn in the side over there. Bishop Timon passing his puck back behind their own net. Connor DeMott challenging. Puck comes up, and Carter Donnelly fires this in. Puck caught on the side of the net by Ian Wazalewski. Fires this back behind. Cameron Dalin picks this up short of the point. Tried to pass it over to Jimmy Law. Law couldn't keep it. Puck sent in deep by Sam Newton behind the net, picked up by Benjamin Berhalter. Berhalter over by the corner, sends this up, caught at the point, shot fired high, tipped down by Connor DeMott, goes back behind the net. Teams are even. Law, shot fired, tipped twice, and went off the head of Tommy Bell over the net. Bell sends this up along the boards, and Donnelly able to hold it, steals it, shot fired, save made, rebound is dropped down, taken back behind the net by Tommy Bell. Far side, Caleb Ramus backhands us into the corner for Dalin to go to work. Cameron with this puck, tries sending us up for Ramus, ends up getting picked off by Mason Knight. Knight rips this back behind, near side, Dalin sends this back to the trapezoid, played by Ian Wazalewski. He sends this around. Mason Warren's from the point, shot fired, goes back behind the net, pops up on Benjamin Berhalter's stick. Berhalter challenged by Caleb Ramus. Dalin and DeMott have gone off to complete their lines change. Connor Leduc is in there. Looks like Leduc is playing a forward now after scoring a goal. He's earned his wings. They go up to a winger. Here comes Bishop Timon back the other way. Ian Wazalewski making his way through the Ontario Bay line. Passes puck across, makes its way into the corner. Connor Leduc is wrapped up with some little kid. Almost took his head off. Puck comes up to the point. Shot fired. Save made, Will Francisco. I think he got a piece of it and sent it into the glass, or it just went high. Hard to tell. I don't have that great of equipment. You know, I need a super expensive camera and somebody to work it for me. There's a low hit. Looked like Mason Warren's used his head to attack. But it's going to be a Bishop Timon penalty. Interesting. Well, it's on Josh Seiler, and he knew it. Bishop Timon penalty, number 22, Josh Seiler, 2-minute minor for roughing. Number 22, 2 minutes rough. Time of the minor penalty, 2:27 of the third period. And it's an Ontario Bay Storm power play. That puck stolen in the neutral zone by Jack Nolan, fires it in. That goes just wide left of the goal. Nolan putting the shorthanded pressure on. Puck comes out into the neutral zone, stolen by Bishop Timon. They dump that puck in. You know, I made that scoreboard bigger so it was legible, so you can see the 9-2 and the time, but it's almost too big. No, game's going to be over soon enough, and it'll be all right. Bishop Timon steals his puck back. That's half the penalty killed. Shot on net, save made by Will Francisco. Connor Leduc sends his puck across. That was almost too many players on the ice. Bishop Timon, the hard, ineffective clearing pass. Ramus, goal. Ramus burying one. Let's watch that on the old instant replay. Oh, I didn't press it in time. Ontario Bay Storm power play goal scored by number 21, Caleb Ramus. Assisted by number 5, Caleb Robert. Caleb from Caleb, 21 from 5. Time of the Ontario Bay Storm power play goal, 13:40 of the third period. And they narrow the gap to 6 They trail 9-3 now. It's comeback time for the Storm. It's like a little bit of lake effect. It's a narrow band, and if it sits, it'll really pile up. Puck held in at the point, sent back in by Bishop Timon. Centering pass, swept aside by Ramus. Takes us back behind the net, sends us up for Versus. Versus trying to get it out, not able to. Puck taken away by Josh Sunowitz. Sunowitz back behind the net, goes down, loses his edge. Puck out in front. Loose, and Will Francisco all over it, puts that glove hand down on top of it like a sesame seed bun onto all beef patties for the save. Faceoff will be to the right side of Francisco. Sean Sullivan in for the faceoff, pulls his back. Shot taken by Sunowitz, goes wide left into the corner. Carter Donnelly knocks that puck out into the neutral zone. Sunowitz tries to send it back in. It comes back out. Cameron Dallin picks it up at the blue line. Shot! Save! Cameron Chase. Well, Cameron put that one in Chase's belly button just in case he didn't see it. Wanted to make sure he felt it. James Law taking the face-off. Dallin in the middle. DeMont on the right. Defense, you got Newton and Donnelly. It's a beautiful five out there. Face-off won by Bishop Timon. Benjamin Berhalter sends this back behind the net. In the corner, Law trying to steal this puck. Berhalter sends this back over on the side. Dallin putting a soft check on. Puck goes back to Berhalter. Benjamin still with this puck, trying to lose Dallin. Sends this up at the hash mark, bounce off the boards, and that gets knocked out past Newton by Vincenzo Fedeli. Here comes Fedeli, shot way high off the glass, comes all the way back up by the point. Fedeli tries holding this in. James Law right behind him brings this puck through the neutral zone into the O zone. Try putting it towards the goal, but Fedeli gets in this way. Puck goes over to the corner. Dallin on the far side grabs this puck, battling against Vincent Ligori. Puck comes all the way across along the blue line. The Tigers take this into the neutral zone. DeMont takes this back in, taken back by Staniszewski. Staniszewski brings this back into the Ontario Bay end of the ice. Connor Leduc pulls this off the end of his stick, knocks it back up along the hash mark for Bibbins. Bibbins trying to play on that puck, get up by Berhalter. Berhalter sends this in deep. Leduc grabs it again in the trapezoid, takes it to the far corner, shuffles it up to Grant Harris. Harris to Jackson. Jackson tries sending this forward. It's caught by Bishop Timon. That was too high even for a Bibbins. That puck gets sent in on net. Francisco jumps on top of it, and the most dangerous way possible. We'll have a face-off on his right side. Face off to the right side of Francisco. Pulled back to Mason Warnes. Bibbins runs out, trying to receive the pass. Puck pass around to Jackson Smith. Smith sends this up, tried to bounce it off the boards to get it to Bibbins. Pachinski takes this puck and dumps it in. Mason Warnes grabs this on the near side, sends this through the zone, collected by Barrett Cerrone. Cerrone sends this over for Sullivan. Sullivan sends this in deep. Leduc rips this around. Sent in off the Zamboni door, and that gets covered up by Will Francisco. So there's a weird bounce that's been happening all day off the Zamboni door. And if the Storm aren't going to figure it out as the home team, then we got to fix it so it doesn't happen at all. It should be. It used to be a set play. There's a shot that goes wide of the net, near side. Dylan Van Brocklin tried snapping it out, picked his head up, though, loses that puck. Coming back, Caleb Ramus. Ramus skates this into the trapezoid, stops short to try to lose Josh Seiler. Instead, he runs right into him. Puck cleared out into the neutral zone, flicked back by Cerrone, caught by Ramus, sent back in, but Timon, Bishop Timon, Bishop Timon still in control of this puck. Oh, that one hits off the backside of Barrett Cerrone, but he picks this puck up. Centering pass, shot, save made by Will Francisco. Loose puck back in the trapezoid. Centering pass gets missed. That comes all the way out into the neutral zone. Barrett Cerrone back there to play it. Barrett looking, fires this puck up forward for Josh Seiler. Seiler into the O's. No, that's not Seiler. That is a 30-something. Sullivan. That's a, nope. 37. And a Pachinski. The numbers on the sleeves are very difficult for me to read. There's a shot, save made by Will Francisco. 9:09 to go in this game. There's slightly smaller scoreboard, still legible. This puck comes out. Cameron Dan-Dalin racing after it, takes this puck in. Cameron, gets knocked into the post. It's called a post. Sorry, I was worried. It was my son. He looks all right. He was just looking for the puck. And it was in the waffle hand of the goalie, that's actually number 29, right? That's Owen Krug. Sam Newton guarding that puck. Puck grabbed. I don't know what's happening there. That gets knocked off, goes back behind the net, ripped up on the side. Connor DeMott trying to tip it out and around, held in at the point by Bishop Timon. This puck goes back into the corner. Newton back there to play on it. Newton loses his puck. Bishop Timon trying to center that pass. Carter Donnelly blocked it. Gets poked at. Oh, nice leg by Will Francisco to keep that post blocked. This puck makes its way out into the neutral zone. Dalin trying to take advantage of an errant puck. Jack Nolan getting in his way. Dalin tackling Nolan from behind. Nolan withstanding it. Puck pushed forward by Sam Newton. Goes into the corner. Dalin's going to go off. No, he's not going to go off for a change. He fooled me. He's going to cycle back in to put some pressure on the center. Goes around the net, forces a pass up on the near side to Nick Gifford. Jackson Smith comes over and takes the puck away. Jackson getting fancy, loses that puck. Now it's knocked back out. Dalin was going to go off, but the puck found itself in front of him. Played it for a moment. Now Dallin's going to go off and get his first breath of air. Too bad it smells on the bench. Those hockey boys are stinky. Grant Harris trying to pull that puck out, and now he does. Gets it to Bibbins. Bibbins sends this off the boards, but it's grabbed by the Tigers. Sent all the way across, now passed up for Silas Patterson, who dumps that puck in. Mason Warrens chases after. He's going to keep chasing after it. Sonowitz grabs this at the corner. Warrens trying to pull it away. Sonowitz moves towards the net and has this puck. Can't get that shot off. Smith knocks this over to the side by the point. Jackson going after it, overskates that puck. Now soft short pass to Owen Bibbins. Bibbins moves up, flicks this puck. It goes in, makes its way past Charlie Krug. Grant Harris plays this in the trapezoid. He gets squished by a Tiger. Looks for that puck. He gets pulled back by a Tiger. He's got a Tiger by the tail. No, he doesn't. Puck's in the corner. Tigers pass it out back behind. Grant Harris almost stole it. Stepping up, Connor LeDuc. Can't get that over to the backhand. Where Harris does. Centering pass gets tipped away by Charlie Krug. Goes into the corner. Charlie at the corner trying to move this puck up. And Caleb Ramus throwing his body in all sorts of directions. Does a complete pirouette and loses the puck. Here comes the Tigers in the neutral zone. Retreating back, Ramus finishes the double Lutz and clutches onto that puck. It's stolen, though, by Silas Patterson. Shot and a goal. Look at all this nonsense that went on. I don't know how much this week go, but right there, Patterson finishes it off. Hey, there's a new goalie in net for the Bishop Timon Tigers. It is number 29, Owen Krug. I apologize for not announcing that earlier. Bishop Timon Tigers goal scored by number 19, Silas Patterson, unassisted. Number 19, unassisted. Time of the Tigers goal, 10:30 of the third period, and they narrowly extend their margin to 10-3. That puck shot in by Corbin Willis. Save made by Krug. Dalin with this puck, moves it towards the goal. Krug dishes it out back behind into the trapezoid. Tigers trying to knock this puck out. Willis from the point sends this forward, stopped by Kyle Staniszewski. He's able to get this puck out. Willis is going to chase this down into his own zone, and it's going to be an icing. And we'll bring the faceoff all the way back down to the Bishop Timon end of the arena. Oh, it wasn't an icing. I thought it was an icing. It was a delayed penalty. Look at me not paying attention. Ontario Bay penalty. Number 14, Connor Dumont. 2-minute minor for cross-checking. Number 14, 2 minutes cross-check. Time of the minor penalty, 11:27 of the third period. Tigers centering pass gets missed, and that's going to go. Oh, Nolan able to hold that at the blue line before it goes out of play. Pass back to Nolan at the point. Nolan gives this to Barrett Cerrone at the center point. Cerrone comes over, passes this across. There's a shot. Save made. Will Francisco. Tigers cycling this around. Another shot, another save. Francisco. Rebound comes over to the side. At the hash mark with this puck, Wasilewski sends this all the way across to the point. And I thought he was going to take that shot, but he did not. Comes back. Wasilewski at the point. Passes over to the middle to Cerrone. Cerrone sends this in short. Shot. Save. Rebound. Drops down. Grabbed by Carter Donnelly. And then a follow-up shot taken. Will Francisco with the save. 4:31 to go. JB, if you want to meet me after the game at the place formerly known as the End Zone, just let me know. Give me a shout, yo. Face-off one by Bishop Timon. Josh Seiler with it. Seiler, a little drop-off. 48 seconds to go in the penalty kill for Ontario Bay. That shot is blocked by Connor Leduc. Leduc able to flick that through. Leduc skating after it. Cerrone going with him. Leduc still leaning on Cerrone. Cerrone has his puck. Drives it forward into the neutral zone. Leduc losing some steam. Cerrone in a shot. Save. Falls behind Francisco, but that's back in the trapezoid. And here comes Corbin Willis. Willis trying to pop this puck forward. Loses it at the blue line. Now it's stolen by Dalin at his own blue line. Cameron going back. He gets tripped, stays with it. Dalin shot. Oh, I don't know if Krug got a piece of it. I'm going to say he did instead of my son missed the side of a barn. Nice save by Owen Krug. And the teams return to even strength. Dalin steals that little drop, but not for long, as the Tigers are able to skate through it. Get that puck up to Pachinski. Pachinski loses this to Dumont. Dumont coming back. Tries sending this up. I think that was meant for Dalin. Oh, it's missed by Charlie Krug. Charlie recovers. Takes that puck next to his brother, I imagine. It's not his cousin, but it could be. Who knows? Josh Schindlerwitz in. Passes puck off to the right. Comes back over to Josh. And that is blocked by Carter Donnelly. Donnelly for, what is this, Carter's second game back or his first game back? I think it's the second game back, playing outstanding. He certainly has been paying attention the whole time he had that boot on his leg. This puck passed up to Pachinski, and his recovery practices obviously working extra hard. Dumont able to get this out into the neutral zone. Tigers pull this back. Charlie Krug has got Verkstis all over him. Krug forced back, has to pass his puck across the paint to his other defender. This comes back to Krug. Try a little backhand pass as Dumont takes him out from behind. Puck goes up to Sam Newton. Newton sends this too far forward. It goes right to Charlie. Charlie at the blue line, pushed aside by Dumont again. Newton trying to get this out, and it is held in by Pachinski. Now grabbed by Verkstis. Verkstis to Donnelly. Donnelly tried giving it back to Verkstis. Tried to get too cute there. And Bishop Timon steals this puck back, takes that shot and misses high and wide right. This comes back out in front and covered up by Will Francisco. Face-off will be to the right side of young William. I guess he's old William now. He's a senior. Caleb Ramus lining up for the face-off against Silas Patterson. Patterson pushes his puck forward. It's grabbed by Mason Warnes. Rips this all the way around. Burks is trying to knock that puck out. Pushed back in by Bishop Timon. Centering pass. Shot taken by Josh Sunowitz. And nice save, Will Francisco. 1:43 to go in this game. If the Storm are going to come back and win this one, they have to score in the next 3 seconds. Well, it was close. They tried. That puck goes out of play. It'd be another face-off in the zone. Face-off taken by Caleb Ramus. Pulls his puck back for Mason Warnes. Warnes sends this up into the neutral zone, but it hit Owen Bibbins. And Owen Bibbins is on the bench. He's not allowed to play the puck from the bench. Face-off won by Bishop Timon. Shot off the post. Rebound. Blocker save. Shot. Save. Big saves by Will Francisco. Silas shot. Save. Will Francisco. Excellent job by William in net there. Caleb Ramus taking a face-off again against Josh Sunowitz. Sunowitz wins, pulls his puck over to the side for Mason Knight, sends it back to the point, goes back to Knight, back to the point, shot fired way high. Comes around on the near side, puck pulled out by Connor Leduc. Leduc skating forward, tried passing that to Ramus, but it was a bad pass. This puck turned back, icing waved off. Mason Warnes back to get it. 1 minute of play remaining in the third period. Final minute of play. Loose puck is anybody's puck. Warnes sends this in deep. Leduc grabs it at the far corner, pulls this off the boards, tries clearing out, held in at the point. Leduc falling up, not able to get it. Now driving from behind, Simeon O'Neill. And Ramus now. Simeon able to knock this puck into the neutral zone. Comes right to Bishop Timon Mason Minier, 27 seconds. Simeon keeping him honest. Passes his puck off to the D. D to D pass. Now up for Mason Knight. Mason Knight at the center line dumps his puck in. Bishop Timon just trying to burn off this clock. 15 seconds to go. Connor Leduc putting a hit on. Puck's in the trapezoid. Leduc with it. 10 seconds. Leduc rips this off the glass. It comes back. Bishop Timon defense has it. 4, 3, 2, and that's going to do it. And that concludes another exciting game of ice hockey here at the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of the Ontario Bay Storm and the Lamont and Nicholson annual tournament. Congratulations, Bishop Timon. You're going on to the championship game tomorrow afternoon. You will play against the Cazenovia Lakers, and that will be fun. There will be more 50-50 raffle tickets available tomorrow. There'll be more and new offerings on the crockpot meals, so make sure you bring lots of dollars with you to spend here. All proceeds go to the Ontario Bay Booster Club and the Salmon River Ice Hockey Association to assist with maintenance of the facility and for the teams. Now that the game has concluded, please return your warming blankets to their appropriate receptacles. Please check your immediate area for all personal belongings, including cell phones, chargers, charging cables, trash, small children. Please take them with you. We don't need any more of them here. You can stop by the Cold Front Cafe on your way out. Get yourself a nice hot cup of coffee or a hot cup of hot chocolate or something yummy to eat for that long drive home or to the hotel or wherever you may be going. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day, everyone. I am the Dan-Dalin, and I am pleased to have brought this game to you. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for subscribing, Jerry Brown. Let me know, if you're going to go to the place formerly known as the End Zone. But from the Haldane Memorial Arena, I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day, everyone.